What is up, guys? This is Knightmxre, and today I got my first Destiny 2 build video for you all. This is my Warlock Stormbringer subclass called Overload. Now, this build is going to give you the most damage output in the game possible with your subclass. So this isn't going to go over like what weapons are the best or my power level or whatever like that. It's just going to go over class specific stuff that you can run to be able to put out the most damage in the game. And with your Stormbringer Warlock, it has the most damage output. So let's get right into the skill line or the passives that you can have. Okay, so starting off, let's go over the grenade choices. So you got your Arc Bolt grenade. This is going to chain lightning, so very good for AoE. High focus on AoE, and then your Storm Grenade also has a good focus on like bursts in AoE. However, the Pulse Grenade is going to be your best grenade choice. The idea with this is because you're getting a good burst damage on impact when this grenade hits, but it's also going to give you that awesome damage over time. So this is going to give you good DPS on bosses, and also going to be able to burn through trash pulls or ads or whatever you're fighting. So the pulse grenade is definitely going to be your grenade of choice. Trick is to just throw these down, and then you just go to town with your whatever weapon you're shooting. Jump choice, I run Burst Glide. This is just going to give you the best mobility in my opinion. Much better than Strafe and Balanced Glide. Strafe is going to give you that better directional control, which you would think would be better. However, the Burst Glide, the faster movement you have, is going to make it harder for you to, or make it harder for the enemy to hit you in Crucible or in Vanguard. So, moving on, let's go into our Rift choice. Now, for this build, this is going to be a damage output build, and I'm going to be running the Empowering Rift. This is going to increase my weapon damage, so, again, getting as much damage output as possible. However, I only really ever run the Empowering Rift when there's another Warlock in my group who can run Healing Rift. The reason for that is because the Healing Rift is just so much better in my opinion. But if you have another Warlock who can give you the Healing Rift, then definitely take the Empowering Rift. It's just going to increase your damage for your entire group. And comboing that with your Attunement of the Elements is going to be our skill tree we're going to be choosing. Our Arc Soul. Whenever you place your Rift, you give yourself and your allies an Arc Soul. And the Arc Soul is simply this. I'll show real quick. So I place down my Rift, and you can see that little blue bubble right above my gun. That is the Arc Soul. And that is the reason why we are going to be able to get so much damage output with this build. As you can see, it lasts for 8 seconds, and I step outside the Rifts. It starts counting down from 8 seconds. And again, everyone can get this Arc Soul. So it's not just increasing your own damage output, it's going to be increasing your entire group's output. Perfect for raids. Moving on, we got our melee choice. Now, the Rising Storm is going to be also a much better melee choice than this one. The reason is because, excuse me, this is going to give you that extended range just like the other one, but it recharges super grenade and melee energy. So, you're meleeing and you get melee energy, which means you're going to get even more melees. Great, right? Well, you're also getting grenade and super energy. So the idea is you always want to try to melee off cooldown of your Rising Storm class specific melee. And you want to make sure your grenade is on cooldown whenever you use this melee. That way, when you cast your grenade, you throw down your grenade. As you can see, I now have a timer. If I was to hit something with a melee, I get about a quarter of that cooldown cut in half, pretty much, or cut in a quarter. So I get my grenades back even quicker. And then we'll be comboing that with an exotic gauntlet, which I will be going over later. Landfall is going to be affects our ultimate or our super ability, our Storm Trance. This is just going to be like an AoE nuke whenever you cast your Storm Trance. Sends a lightning bolt down to the ground, a good AoE clear before actually going into laying waste on all the enemies. And then again, electrostatic surge. Rift charges faster when allies are nearby. Again, great synergy with the purpose of this build revolving around our rifts. We're getting damage from empowering rifts. We're getting more damage output with our arc souls from our rifts. And then when allies are nearby, we get our rifts back faster, which means we'll be able to get our damage output even higher. Comparing it to the other classes, this class up here does not compare at all. The whole idea is to make use of Transcendence, you want to make sure you have full melee and grenade to heal yourself and get a longer lasting ultimate. However, with the idea with this one is you're using your abilities off cooldown, which is just definitely going to give you a lot more damage output, and you're going to be getting supers back quicker. Grenades chain lightning, again, not really needed. We're already getting so much damage with this pulse grenade. And then the teleporting during Storm Trance. So this is like a Storm Trance focused builds, saving up your melee grenades to use your super, get a stronger, longer lasting super, and then you're blinking around with your super. But just in general, this is going to be a much better build tree that you're going to be going for. Okay, so let me go over my weapons I'm running right now. So I was fortunate enough to have a good fire team to get me the Rat King. Well, not get me the Rat King. We all worked together to get it, of course. But the Rat King is going to be great for raids. If you are not familiar with what the Rat King does, it stacks up to 6 times increasing weapon damage. So whenever you're in your raid group, which is max of 6 people, your Rat King will be doing increased damage, which stacks up to 6 times. And this is even good in just 3-man groups too. So definitely a must-have exotic. Definitely want to get your hands on this. Also, so yeah, this is just going to give you even more damage output, really. Also, we get the vermin traits, which after reloading, after getting a kill, we go invisible, which is just going to help increase our survivability. We go invisible, and ads will not be able to detect you most of the time. And in PvP, it just helps you stay off the map, which is very, very handy. My other weapon of choice that you can run is the Sweet Business. If you're not familiar with this, you pull down the trigger, the Gatling gun revs up, and will do a high fire rate, just line of fire, which is really, really good. For normal legendary rifles, Origin Story would also be a really good one because of this Rampage. After getting a kill, you get a increased damage stacking up to 3 times. So very good auto rifle for PvE. Alright, moving down to our energy weapon. I'm currently running the Cadenza. Before the Cadenza, I was running the Black Scorpion, but the Cadenza has been doing very, very well, especially in PvP with its high caliber rounds traits. High caliber rounds is especially very good in PvP because it increases their flinch. And then Outlaw, whenever you get a precision kill, you're going to be able to reload quicker, which is going to, reloading quicker is just going to put you back in the fight much faster. And then this is the sight I am running if you happen to have this weapon. And then for your power weapon, I've been loving the Tarantella. This linear fusion rifle just kicks tons of ass. So Snapshot, you get to aim down your sights quicker, which is very good for quickly getting those hits in. Very, very high range, very, very good impact. This will one-shot people in the Crucible, and it's also going to do a lot of damage in Vanguard against bosses or whatever. Alright, so moving it down, mostly for my build, I try to max out and get as much resilience and mobility as possible, since that is what the Warlock is weak in. And then for my exotic I'm running currently, the Karnstein Armlets. Now, I've really been enjoying this exotic because whenever you get whenever you melee attack, you're going to get health recovery, and this is also going to synergize very well with your Stormcaller special melee. It's going to give you increased melee grenade and class ability energy. So your rifts are going to be up quicker, your grenades are going to be up quicker, and your melees are going to be up quicker whenever you use a melee attack. And also, it just looks very cool. The snake skin is very awesome looking. And this is the shader I put on it, if you were curious. Alright, so I have been enjoying this, but I plan in the future to be switching off to this legendary or exotic helmet. Just look at that helmet. Looks totally badass. So, this exotic passive, void damage kills increase ability energy recharge. So this is going to increase the recharge rate on all of your abilities from what it looks like and from what I've seen. And you may be thinking, well, you're running a void subclass. Why are you, where you're running a arc subclass, excuse me. Why are you running this exotic helmet that specializes with void damage? Well, it's void damage kills. That does not mean void damage abilities. You can simply slot 2 or even 1 void damage weapon, get kills with it, and that will trigger this exotic. And for this build, you're mostly using the cadenza as your primary, and it's also going to help melt those enemies with shields. And then you switch to the Rat King for medium to short range engagements, and also to burn bosses whenever your group is stacked up. And you have 6 people nearby with the Rat King is usually when you'll be pulling this out. So that's pretty much going to cover the builds, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. It is something new, and I've been enjoying Destiny 2 a lot. Love this game. I've been playing Destiny even before ESO, but don't worry, guys. If you're here for the ESO videos, I will continue to play ESO, just taking a short break from it right now, just to enjoy Destiny 2 while I can, do the raid and all that kind of thing. I will still be uploading build videos for ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. So if you are familiar with Elder Scrolls Online, if you played that game, but you came here for the Destiny 2 content, definitely go check out those build videos on my channel. So that is going to wrap up the video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more content from me with Destiny 2 or ESO, please make sure to subscribe and help support me and the channel. Any questions, comments, or concerns on the build video, please leave a comment down in the comment section below, and I will see you all next time.